Hello and welcome to the Ruby Tuesday. My name is Ruben and today I'm reviewing another Netflix original movie, Earth and Blood. Saïd owns a sawmill deep in the woods, which he decides to sell. Little does he know that one of his apprentices was cornered by his brother and forced to hide a large amount of cocaine inside the factory. So this is a French film, but at no point did I remember that I was reading. It's so captivating right from the get-go that I was immersed into the story that the director was trying to tell. Now, I'm not going to say the actors' names or the directors because they're French and I feel like I will decimate their names. Suffice to say, I think this is very well filmed, especially the cinematography. It has a very airy, somber, sad look to it for the first, I would say, half an hour. In fact, 40 minutes. The first 10 minutes of this film drop you into the storyline. There's a heist and there's a diagnosis, and so you have those two juxtapositions of this intense moment going on and then a really somber, sad moment going on, and those two worlds hit up. So you have the bad guys with their drugs, wanting to get their drugs back, and you have this guy who is selling his sawmill, and he has a daughter to protect, and his daughter is deaf. And so you have these two worlds that clash at a sawmill location. The film doesn't get into its action until that 40 minutes mark. And I would say that if you find it slow and boring, stick with it, because it's the building of the characters that makes this film worthwhile towards the end when the action gets going. And when there is action, there are some unique death scenes because it's a sawmill and there's one man and his sawmill, he doesn't have much to lose, and in his sawmill on his own territory he's gonna take the bad guys down. Yeah, that is my trailer voice, and that's basically what happens for the last, I would say, 45 minutes of the film. A lot of intense action that's filmed quite well. It looks great. The music and score, for the most part, really heighten the sense of the mood and tension that they're going for, except for one bit towards the end where I kind of just had enough of all the slow-mo and the really heightened, loud boom music that they're obviously trying to show. Slow-mo rain, slow-mo bad guy walking, what's he gonna do? Oh no, we know what he's gonna do. Oh no, is he gonna do it? But it's all been told in the slow-mo, really loud music. And I was just like, had you just taken that bit out for that moment, just allowed normal sound, not even have a soundtrack, I felt like it would have impacted that much more. I don't want to be forced into the tension. I want the music to drive it, but not be the leader, if that makes sense. That was my only kind of niggly bit, and that probably wouldn't have even been an issue for me had they not used it as much as they did, and it is used quite a bit in the action moments. That is my only kind of negative drawback to this, because I think the acting here is really great. The leads make you feel for them, especially the daughter. I like the way they use the use of non-sound and sound in this. It's not done to the extent that you see in films like A Quiet Place, but it is a nice mechanic that they used to heighten that tension, to heighten that action. And you do feel for the main character. The ending of this film, I wasn't quite sure of. It's again kind of makes you think, well, what's going to happen after this now? What's going to happen? There is a completion, there is a finishing story, so don't worry about that. But it does kind of, some films will then have like a 2-minute, and this is what happened to these characters. And that's not always the best thing, but for this one I kind of wanted, well, what's going to happen to them? You've invested me so much into these characters, and you made me go through all of this tension, and you're not even going to tell me, damn it. The lead, like a kingpin, drug lord, or whatever you want to call him, I thought his presence was very menacing. He doesn't have a lot of dialogue, but when he does speak, it's with like emotion and intention, and it makes you wonder what he's going to do, which is great for a bad guy, because they show within the first half an hour of the film what he's capable of, and then they show later on. So they're always building that kind of grotesqueness of that character, that drug lord. It's a bit one-dimensional, like drug lord bad. They don't really give anything like for his background. Other than he's a drug lord and he wants his drugs back, and I'm a really, really bad guy. So that is the bad guys are very one-dimensional, but it's where the good characters have some backstory to them, especially the protagonist, for health, the daughter. He's going through a crisis of life, wondering what he's going to do. He's trying to protect his family, his future of his family. It's like the turmoil of life. Oh my gosh. That we get anyway, and then you take all of this chaos with drugs and guns and you throw that into the mix, and it doesn't outstay its welcome. It's an hour and 20 minutes long, so it's not like epically long. It's just a good action tense thriller that I think that if you want to kill less than a couple of hours but still be howled by what they're trying to do on the film, don't worry about the subtitles if you struggle sometimes to read subtitles. There is dubbing if you want to go that way. I always say go for the original because you get those inflections and the intention of the actors. You don't quite get that over the dubbing. You'll get the story, but you won't get that emotion and kind of intelligence that you get through language sometimes. That is my only pro tip.
Boom! I'm a pro!
I enjoyed this. I'm going to give this a B+. B+! B+! Let me know in the comments below, did you enjoy this? Had you heard about it? Thanks so much for watching this review. Got loads more coming this week, loads more of Netflix content, and possibly a few interesting ones. Don't forget, we also have that live reading of my first chapter, where Kay will read the chapter of my novel, and I will try and illustrate it. Thanks so much for watching, but most of all, until next time, remember, live long and Tuesday.